9 black male celebrities who underwent the worst cosmetic surgeries. Michael Jackson, Little Richard, and Billy D. Williams are shocking names associated with cosmetic surgeries that altered their appearances forever. You will be astounded to hear their stories about physical insecurities and the heavy price of artificial perfection. We are our Memory Vault, your companion in this video. This video is designed to be your friendly companion, perfect for you to enjoy during your moments of rest, gathered around family meals, or while doing light chores around the house. All information in this video has been thoroughly researched and carefully curated from various sources by the Our Memory Vault team. However, knowledge is endless, so if there are any details you would like to contribute, please do not hesitate to leave a comment below so we can improve every day. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and turn on notifications to be the first to watch our latest videos. Now, let us begin right away with our first figures. Michael Jackson. When recalling the most shocking cosmetic incidents in entertainment history, we always feel a deep sense of sorrow, remembering the illustrious king of pop. Despite possessing rare and outstanding talent, this great artist harbored immense insecurities about his appearance. The harsh ridicule from the media during his youth sowed countless deep, indelible wounds in his sensitive soul. The Our Memory Vault team believes that behind that brilliant halo always hid a deeply sad and incredibly lonely corner. Surgical intervention seemed to be the only escape for him to soothe that pain. The initial nose reduction seemed to be just a small, harmless intervention. However, that decision quickly turned into an uncontrollable habit. Audiences felt heartbroken realizing his nasal structure was becoming increasingly fragile, losing its original masculine beauty. The subsequent procedures of chin cartilage implants or jawbone shaving unintentionally shattered that immensely precious natural harmony. Instead of bringing the youthful radiance he desired, stepping out of the operating room countless times resulted in a series of complex complications that made his appearance increasingly unfamiliar. The consequences of this continuous abuse of cosmetic surgery not only severely destroyed his looks, but also pushed the talented artist into a state of chronic drug dependency. The Our Memory Vault channel views this heartbreaking tragedy with profound empathy. That massive aura of fame truly demanded a steep price, far exceeding the endurance of an ordinary person. The permanent departure of this musical legend serves as an incredibly powerful warning about the dangerous traps of the artificial beauty industry. Behind a glorious artistic career, he had completely lost himself. If the tragedy we just shared has left you feeling sorrowful, please do not look away just yet, because the truth about the distorted face of the musical icon coming up next will undoubtedly leave you even more astounded. Little Richard. Continuing our series of stories today is an absolutely legendary icon of the famous rock music genre, someone who always carried an explosively powerful energy, but hid a massive insecurity about his personal appearance. Under the dazzling lights of magnificent stages, very few could fully understand the constant anxiety that silently tormented his mind every single day. The burning desire to maintain a youthful look amidst the incredibly harsh entertainment industry inadvertently pushed him to make a series of completely misguided decisions. The Our Memory Vault channel clearly understands this trap. Continuous rhinoplasty surgeries over many years directly and completely ruined his fragile cartilage structure, turning the special focal point of his face into something incredibly unnatural and distorted. Not stopping there, he continued to abuse countless chemicals combined with extreme facelift procedures. The resulting consequences were truly saddening, as his delicate skin permanently lost the incredibly precious elasticity inherent to a normal human being. His face gradually became stiff, unable to fully express the myriad of genuine emotions whenever his voice echoed across the skies. During his dreary twilight years, his unfamiliar appearance whenever he stepped out in public was frequently compared negatively by the press to rigid wax figures. The development team at Our Memory Vault believes that internal self-doubt sometimes destroys a person more fiercely than the unforgiving rule of time. Truthfully, His massive and magnificent musical legacy is what should eternally engrave his name, not a face riddled with botched surgical marks. The most enduring and radiant beauty always stems from knowing how to genuinely appreciate yourself. Billy D. Williams, the next very special figure, will take us all back in time to the glorious golden era of cinema to meet a famously charming leading man. Thanks to being blessed with a warm, radiant smile and a deep gaze, he easily became the perfect symbol of masculinity, conquering the hearts of millions of admiring audiences. However, when countless aging wrinkles unexpectedly appeared, that proud confidence was quickly and violently shaken. The Our Memory Vault team frankly notices that this glamorous environment very often sows that haunting fear of growing old. The intense desire to hold on to his radiant youth inadvertently caused him to hastily decide on a facelift and the removal of his under-eye bags. Regrettably, the actual results he received completely contradicted the myriad of perfect hopes he initially had. The delicate skin around his eyes was pulled too tight, causing his gaze to slant upwards in a strained manner, completely losing its captivating, subtle charm. The bright smile that once enchanted so many now became stiff permanently, shattering the wonderful golden ratio on that handsome, radiant face of his youth. This unfortunate surgical intervention had a significant direct impact on his incredibly elegant image in the eyes of the global press and media. The Our Memory Vault channel always believes that the mature, weathered mark of one's twilight years always exudes a very special charm. Rushing to race against and reverse the natural laws often only brings more saddening consequences than fleeting artificial joys. If only he had calmly accepted the slow pacing of time, the image of that refined gentleman would surely have remained eternally and enduringly intact. If you think that only cinematic actors are obsessed with their looks, then the terrible mistake of a great sports legend coming up next will completely change your mind. Carl Lewis. The next notable figure will temporarily take all of our audience away from the arts to boldly step into the glorious realm of sports. This incredibly great track and field legend once conquered the world with his spectacularly breathtaking sprints. His masculine, robust face was originally a source of immense pride and confidence for this great man. But when the thirst for fame pushed him to cross over into the entertainment industry, glamorous beauty standards began to create a truly colossal pressure on him. Facing these invisible pressures, he made an incredibly hasty decision to undergo surgery to reduce the size of his own highly valued nasal bridge. The original structure, which harmonized perfectly with his majestic and athletic physique, was suddenly carved down by a scalpel, becoming extremely fragile and weak. The newly slimmed nose created a very out-of-place feeling, destroying all the symmetrical proportions on his angular face. Instead of bringing a perfectly elegant appearance, this misguided change inadvertently turned him into the center of loud, unceasing gossip and mockery from the public. Looking back at this entire arduous journey, the dedicated team at the Our Memory Vault channel feels deeply regretful for an illustrious, transcendent talent. The fierce magnetism of a true athlete must always come from a source of overflowing vital health, not from a forced, artificial outer shell. Losing one's personal identity just to blindly chase after hollow trends always leaves behind countless profound and costly lessons. If only he had known how to be proud of and cherish those genuine, strong features, that beautiful image would have forever shined gloriously and wonderfully. Kanye West. The final figure closing out the first part of today's surprising list is an extremely prominent male singer and fashion designer. In stark contrast to an exterior shell that is always full of arrogant confidence, few would suspect that this talented man always carried a deeply profound insecurity about his body. Being constantly and ruthlessly scrutinized and mocked by the media regarding his weight pushed his mental state straight down into a dark abyss. The Our Memory Vault channel frankly believes that those toxic, gossipy words deal incredibly horrific damage to those fragile artists. To quickly and completely silence all malicious criticisms, he boldly chose a highly risky solution by undergoing a full-body liposuction procedure fraught with danger. The sudden medical intervention to rapidly remove a massive amount of fat directly caused his body to react violently with terrifying bouts of pain. Attempting to get through the extremely difficult post-operative period, this male artist began abusing painkillers and quickly fell into the terrifying trap of addiction. The achievement of a slim body collapsed before it could even bring a complete sense of joy. The production team of the Our Memory Vault channel firmly and deeply believes that this sorrowful and saddening story very authentically reflects the dark traps behind a glamorous exterior. Blindly racing after harsh beauty standards imposed by public opinion not only quickly erodes one's physical health, but also suffocates the human psyche. A clear mind is inherently a person's most precious gem, yet it is so easily dropped amidst the whirlwind of vain fame. The true wonderful value of every individual must be persistently cultivated from a strong inner core. Dennis Rodman, the sixth figure on today's list, will take us into the highly dramatic world of basketball to meet a superstar who is incredibly unique and one of the most rebellious in history. Behind the extraordinary performances on the court and a bizarre fashion style, few know that this strong man also harbored a deep insecurity about his appearance once he passed his peak. As the halo gradually faded over the years, the desire to attract public attention inadvertently pushed him down a path of cosmetic surgery abuse with no way out. The Our Memory Vault channel understands the harshness of having to face being forgotten by admiring fans after retirement. To cling to the media's attention, this former star player decided to resort to a series of filler injections and wildly uncontrolled Botox abuse. The resulting outcome truly made longtime fans feel incredibly shocked and heartbroken. The face that was once masculine, angular, and full of wildness on the basketball court is now constantly in a swollen, taut, and incredibly unnatural state. Specifically, the excessive lip injection interventions completely destroyed his inherent sharp features, making his appearance bizarre and stripping away the strong, rugged beauty of the past. Every masculine contour was buried under thick layers of filler. This negative transformation did not bring him the youthful beauty he had hoped for. Instead, it only generated pitying looks and a barrage of unwarranted gossip from the public. The production team of the Our Memory Vault channel feels deeply regretful for a once illustrious sports legend. Trying to change oneself through surgery just to hold on to the last bit of vain fame often leads to sad and lonely outcomes. We believe that true fans will always remember him for his great contributions on the court, not for a face distorted by the craving for attention. Let us always take pride in our own original beauty. Sammy Sosa, continuing the highly regretful emotional thread of today's video. Let us look back at the shocking story of a legendary baseball icon of Latin American descent. Once a great hero in the eyes of millions of sports fans with his powerful batting strikes, he possessed a highly robust and radiant original beauty. However, after officially retiring from his brilliant playing career, his appearance began to undergo a transformation that left the entire United States stunned in amazement. Without resorting to bloody scalpels like the others, his change still delivered an incredibly powerful visual shock. The Our Memory Vault channel sees this as a deeply profound psychological tragedy. This great former player turned to extreme skin bleaching methods to completely alter his own original pigmentation. From a man of color with distinctively strong features, he suddenly appeared before the public with unnaturally pale white skin and a completely altered eye color. This cosmetic decision was not merely an issue of looks. It touched upon highly sensitive hidden corners regarding cultural identity and racial roots. A barrage of questions was raised by the public about whether the glow of fame had made him want to completely reject his own proud origins. The act of erasing his personal identity caused him to endure countless criticisms and alienation from the very community that had wholeheartedly supported him in the past. The Our Memory Vault team deeply believes that there is no beauty standard in this world worth sacrificing our own roots in honor for. The physical alteration of this baseball legend forever remains a heartbreaking reminder of the pressure that fame places on the human psyche. The most truly captivating beauty is the confidence and pride we have when we dare to live true to our roots, our skin color, and our profoundly sacred core values. Jermaine Jackson, the eighth figure on today's list, will take us back to the most famous musical family in the world to meet an incredibly talented vocalist. Despite possessing a wonderful voice and massive hit songs, he still could not escape the oversized shadow of his legendary younger brother and the invisible standards of beauty. The heavy pressure of constantly having to maintain a perfect image before the media lenses plunged his mind into an extremely stressful state. The Our Memory Vault channel team understands that growing up in an environment that always prioritized a glamorous exterior sowed countless deep insecurities into this artist's soul. To cover up his internal self-doubt, he decided to step onto the path of cosmetic alteration with a series of highly complex intervention procedures. He continuously abused filler injections, Botox, and even underwent an extremely obvious hairline tattooing procedure to hide the harshness of time. Sadly, these efforts to cling to youth turned his naturally inherited face into something shiny, swollen, and weirdly stiff. His original charming and friendly features completely disappeared, making way for an appearance heavily marked by chemicals and scalpels, leaving the public startled and saddened every time he appeared. This dizzying change in appearance did not bring the male singer radiant confidence, but rather only created a series of additional invisible barriers between him and his admiring fans. The content production team of the Our Memory Vault channel feels truly bitter for a musical talent who inadvertently lost his true self. This story serves as clear evidence that pursuing artificial perfection often leads people down dark dead ends. The most enduring beauty does not come from expensive chemical injections or thick layers of makeup, but it shines from the peace within one's soul and the courage to gently accept the aging process of life. Brian McKnight, the final figure closing today's highly regretful list, is a great icon of soft and incredibly soulful romantic music. Possessing a smooth voice, along with immortal love songs that stand the test of time, he was once the model of a romantic gentleman in the hearts of millions of music lovers worldwide. However, crossing into middle age, the fear of growing old and being forgotten on stage caused this famous singer to hastily make a wrong decision. The Our Memory Vault channel notices that even the most talented artists cannot easily overcome the cruelty of an entertainment industry that constantly worships youthful beauty. Aiming to erase the wrinkles of age, this legendary vocalist excessively abused Botox injections and fillers all over his face. The heartbreaking result is that his face became excessively taut, as if completely frozen, stripping him of the ability to express genuine natural emotions. For an artist specializing in singing soulful love songs, losing flexibility in facial expression is indeed a colossal tragedy. Whenever he sings on stage, fans now only see a stiff, forced appearance, completely lacking the familiar warm vibrations that once captivated so many audience souls. Those inappropriate cosmetic interventions directly took away the elegant charm and inherent natural attractiveness of this talented artist. The editorial team of the Our Memory Vault channel always deeply believes that the wrinkles on a face are prestigious medals acknowledging a well-lived and highly meaningful life. Trying to deny the maturation of time only blurs away the invaluable personal identity of every human being. True fans come to him for the wonderful musical vibrations from the bottom of his heart, not for a flawless youthful exterior. Authenticity is always the weapon that touches the heart most powerfully. Concluding today's video, we have looked back together at 9 heartbreaking stories of stars who lost themselves simply because of the invisible pressure of perfection. The greatest value that the Our Memory Vault team wishes to convey to you through this lens is the message of cherishing original beauty. We hope that we all have enough courage and peace to embrace the maturation of time rather than losing our core identity to vain prejudices. We wish you and your friends will always have moments of relaxation, joy, and true peace beside your beloved family meals. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and turn on the notification bell to always be the first to watch the latest videos from our channel. Goodbye, and see you again.